Hi, good day everyone. You here? So the auction is going to start in 10 minutes. So are you going to go live right now? Alright guys, while we are waiting, let's turn around and see around the auction. power bench much. I'm sure the first session is going to be
Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome to our option 10. Okay, just minor amendments on some lots. On lot number 901, forgot to mention that it's actually minus staying with annotation. Okay, lot number 902, there's no remarks. Lot number 893, the grade is actually VF to EF. Lot number 961, the grade is actually V, like very good. So that's the only 4 amendments that we, grading conditions. Right, so let's start on lot number 1. So lot number 1, okay. Starting price at 100 ringgit, lot number 1. Any bids for lot number 1? Lot number 1, anyone? That's a bad start. Lot number 1. Pass. Lot number 2. Apologies, give me a second. Okay, lot number 2. Starting bid at 100. Any bids for 100 ringgit? Pass. Just for 1 second. Lot number 3, starting bid at 300. Any bids for 300? Lot number 3. Pass, thank you. Lot number 4, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? Lot number 4. Passing, thank you. Lot number 5, starting bid at 600. 600 ringgit. Any bids? Pass. Lot number 6, starting bid at 1,200 ringgit. Any bids for 1,200? Pass. Lot number 7, starting bid at 600. got 650 here. Any bids for 700? Any bids for 700? Selling at 650. Going once. Going twice. Sold 650. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
A bit more sense.
Apologies, everyone. Continuing at lot number 8. Starting bid at 2,200. Any bids for 2,200? Any bids for 2,200 ringgit? Passing. Lot number 9. Starting bid at 1,200. Got a bid here for 1,200. Any bids for 1,300? Any bids for 1,300? Selling at 1,200, going once, going twice. Sold 1,200. Next lot, lot number 10, starting bid at 100. I've got a bid for 140. Any bids for 100? Any bids for 160? Any bids for 160? Selling at 140, going once, going twice, so 140. Next lot, lot number 11, starting bid at 200. Got a bid for 220. Got a bid for 220. Next, okay, 240 at the back. Any bids for 260? Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, so 240. Bid number, sorry, what's your bid number? 286. Next lot, lot number 12. Starting bid at 220. Got a bid at 240 here. Next bid 260. 260. 280. 300. Okay. Any bids for 300? 300 at back. Got 320 here. Any bids for 340? Any bids for 340? 360 over here. I've got 380. 400 at back. Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420? Selling at 400, going once, going twice, sold 400, bid number 286. Next lot number 13. Starting bid at 300. Got 340 here. Next bid 360. Any bids for 360? Any bids for 360? Selling at 340. Going once. Going twice. So 340. Next lot 14. Starting bid 1,500. Got the bid 1,500. Any bids for 1,600? Any bids for 1,600? Selling at 1,500. Going once. Going twice. So 1,500. Next lot 15. Starting bid at 950. I've got a bid for 1,200. Any bids for 1,300? Any bids for 1,300? Selling at 1,200, going once, going twice, sold 1,200. Next lot 16. Starting bid at 100. Any bids for 100? Got an internet bid for 100. Next bid 120. Any bids for 120? Selling to internet for 100, going once, going twice, sold. Internet 100. Next lot 17. Starting bid 220. Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Pass. Next lot 18. Starting bid at 2,000. Any bids for 2,000? 2,000 ringgit. 2,000 at the back. 2,100 on the internet. 2,002, sir. Any bids for 2,200 at the back? Any bids for 2,300? 2,300 internet. Any bids for 2004? Any bids for 2,400 at the back? Any bids for 2005? Any bids for 2,500? Selling at 2,400, going once, going twice, sold 2,400 to bid number 254. Sorry, just the light was really, my apologies. 2,500 sold. 253. Okay. So next lot number 19. Starting bid at 500. Any bids for 500 ringgit? 500 at the back. Any bids for 550? Any bids for 550 ringgit? Selling at 500, going once, going twice, sold 500, bid number 286. Next lot 20. Starting bid at 7,000. I've got a bid for 8,000. Any bids for 8,500? Next bid 8,500. Any bids for 8,500? Selling at 8,000. Going once, going twice, sold 8,000. Next lot 21, starting bid at 300. Any bids for 300? 300. Any bids for 320? Any bids for 320? Selling at 300, going once, going twice, sold 300. Next lot 22, starting bid at 300. Any bids for 300? Internet 300. Any bids for 320? Any bids for 320? Selling at 300, going once, going twice, sold 300 internet. Next lot, lot 23, starting bid at 500. Any bids for 500? Any bids for 500? Next lot, lot 24, starting bid at 160. Any bids for 160? Passing. Next lot, lot 25, starting bid at 200. Got bid on the internet for 200. Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Selling at 200, going once, going twice. So internet one. 27, starting bid at 2,000 ringgit. Got a bid for 2,000. Any bids for 2,100? Any bids for 2,100? Any bids? 2001. Selling at 2,000, going once, going twice. So 2,000. Next lot of 28, starting bid at 2,800. 2008. Internet. Sorry. Sorry, what? Open lot 26. 10026. Yeah, it's passed actually. Oh, did you want to? What was the bid? Sorry. Starting bid at 400. Lot number 26. Excuse me. Sorry, sir. We're just going to reopen lot 26. It was passed before. Do I have a bid for 400? 400 ringgit. So 400 ringgit. So bidder number 286. 400. Bidder number 286. Sorry, so we're going to resume lot number 28. We've got an internet bid at 2,800. Any bids for 2,800 ringgit? Any bids for 2,800 ringgit? Any bids? Passing. Oh, sorry. Right. Selling at internet for 2,800. Apologies. Okay. Next lot, lot number 29. Starting bid at 2,000. Got a bid for 2,000. Any bids for 2,100? Any bids for 2,100? Selling at 2,000, going once, going twice, sold. 2,000. Next lot, lot 30. Starting bid at 2,200. Got a bid for 2,200. Any bids for 2,300? Next bid, 2,300. Any bids for 2,300? Selling at 2,200, going once, going twice, so 2,200. Next lot of 31, starting bid at 2,100. Got a bid for 2,100. Any bids for 2,200? Any bids for 2,200? Selling at 2,100, going once, going twice, so 2,100. Next lot of 32, starting bid at 200. Got a bid for 240, any bids for 260? Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, so 240. Next lot, lot number 33, starting bid at 900. I've got a bid for 900. Next bid, 950. 950 internet. Any bids for 1,000? Any bids for 1,000? Selling at 950, going once, going twice, sold 950. Into that. Next lot number 34. Starting bid at 600. Got a bid for 700. Next bid 750. Any bids for 750? Selling at 700, going once, going twice, sold 700. Next lot number 35. Starting bid at 700. I've got a bid for 700. Any 750 on the internet. Any bids for 800? Any bids for 800? Selling at 750, going once, going twice, sold 750 internet. Next lot of 36, starting bid at 300. Got a bid for 300, any bids for 320? Any bids for 320? Selling at 300, going once, going twice, oh right, 320 in front. I've got 320, okay, so selling at 320, going once, going twice, sold 320 million. Next lot on number 37, starting bid at 200. We've got a bid for 240. Any bids for 260? Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, sold 240. Next lot number 38, starting from here, it's Macau. Lot number 38, starting bid at 500. Any bids for 500? 500 ringgit, anyone? Pass. Next lot number 39, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200 ringgit? Pass. Next lot 40, starting bid at 300. Got a bid for 320. Any bids for 340? Any bids? Selling at 320, going once, going twice, sold 320. Next lot number 41, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200 ringgit? Passing. Next lot number 42, starting bid at 500 ringgit. Any bids? 500 at the back. Any bids for 550? Any bids for 550? Selling at 500, going once, going twice, sold 500. The bidder number, excuse me sir, what's your bidder number? Your bidder number? So, right there, you bid 500. Yeah. I need your bidder number, sir. You were bidding for 500, right? Okay, it's okay. Lot number 40, so excuse me, sorry. Just want to remind everyone, if you're not bidding, don't wave your card. So lot number 42, starting bid at 500. Any bids for 500 for lot number 42? Passing. Passing for lot number 42. Next lot number 43. Starting bid at 550. 550 at the back. Any bids for 600? Any bids for 600? Selling at 550, going once, going twice, sold 550 at the back, bidder number 286. Next lot number 44, starting bid at 180. Any bids for 180? Passing. Next lot number 45, starting bid at 800. Got an 800 bid here. Next bid 850. Any bids for 850? Selling at 800, going once, going twice, so 800. Next lot, number 46, starting bid at 1,600. Any bids for 1,600? Passing. Next lot number 47, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? 200. Any bids for 220? Next bid 220. Any bids for 220? Selling at 200, going once. 220 at the back. So are you sure? Because you were the 550 before. So okay. So 220 back. Yeah. So 240. 240. Any bids for 260? Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, so 240, bid at number 219. Next lot number 48, starting bid at 1,300. I've got a bid for 1,500. Any bids for 1,600? Any bids for 1,600? Any bids for 1,600? Selling at 1,500, going once, going twice, sold 1,500. Okay, next lot number 49, starting bid 340. Any bids for 340? 340 in front. Any bids for 360? Next bid 360. Any bids for 360? Selling at 340, going once, going twice, sold 340 to bidder number 250. Next lot 50, starting bid at 200. Got a bid for 400. Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420? Selling at 400, going once, going twice, sold 400. Okay. Next lot number 51, starting bid 2,500. I've got a bid for 2,500. Any bids for 2,600? Any bids for 2,600? Selling at 2,500, going once, going twice, so 2,500. Next lot number 52, starting bid at 1,000. Any bids for 1,000? Passing. Next lot 53, starting bid at 800. Any bids for 800? Any bids for 800? Passing. Next lot 54, starting bid at 200. Internet for 200, any bids for 240? 220, sorry. Any bids for 220? 220 internet. Any bids for 240? Next bid 240. 240 internet. Any bids for 260? 260. Any bids? Next bid 260. Selling the internet at 240. Going once, going twice, sold 240 internet. Next lot number 55. This is a really rare note. One of three. This is the $1 1922 Cheerful Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation. Really, really rare note. So the starting bid for this is going to be 50,000. I've got a bid here for 50,000. Next bid is 52,000. Any bids for 52,000? Next bid for 52,000. Any bids for 52,000? Any bids for 52,000? Selling at 50,000, going once, going twice, sold 50,000. Next lot, number 56. This is the $5 variation. Same, it's a color trial. Hong Kong and Shanghai Bank Corporation. It's a really rare note. It's a specimen color trial. The starting bid is 50,000. Got a bid for 50,000 as well. Any bids for 52? Any bids for 52,000? Any bids for 52,000? Selling at 50,000, going once, going twice, sold 50,000. Next lot, this is the third variation, this is the $10, the color trial as well. The original note is about bluish, but this is red. It's a specimen color trial as well, it's really rare. Condition of this is about AU. So the starting price is 50,000. Any bids for 50,000? Got a bid for 50,000. Any bids for 52,000? Any bids for 52,000? Selling at 50,000, going once, going twice, sold 50,000. Next lot, lot number 58, starting bid at 20,000. This is the Netherlands Trading Society, it's quite rare. Starting bid at 20,000. Any bids for 20,000? Any bids for 20,000 ringgit? Any bids for 20,000 ringgit? Passing. Next lot, lot number 59. This is the progressive proof of the note before of lot 58. This is the $10. Starting bid at 4,000 ringgit. Any bids for 4,000 ringgit? Any bids for 4,000 ringgit? Passing. Next lot, lot number 60. Starting bid at 600. Got a bid for 700. Any bids for 750? Any bids for 750? Selling at 700, going once, going twice, sold 700. Next lot, lot number 61. Starting bid at 500. Got a bid for 500. Any bids for 550? Any bids for 550? Selling at 500, going once, going twice, sold 500. Next lot, lot number 62, starting bid at 200. I've got a bid for 220. Any bids for 240? 240 in the front. 260 at the back? 260 at the back. Any bids for 280? 280 at the front. Next bid 300. 300 at the back. Next bid 320. Any bids for 320? 320 in the front. Any bids for 340? Any bids for 340? Selling at 320, going once, going twice, sold 320. Your bid number 265. Next lot, lot number 63. Starting bid at 240. I've got a bid for 280. Any bids for 300? Any bids for 300? Selling at 280, going once, going twice, sold 280. Next lot number 64, starting bid at 1,700. Any bids for 1,700? Any bids for 1,700? Awesome. Next lot number 65, starting bid 180. Got a bid for 200, next bid 220. 220 at the back, 240, 240 in the front, 260 at the back. Any bids? 280. Next bid 300. Any bids for 300? 300 at the back. Any bids for 320? 320. Any bids for 340? Next bid 340. Any bids for 340? Selling at 320. Going once. Going twice. Got an internet bid for 340. Internet bid 340. Any bids for 360 at the back? Any bids for 380? Any bids for 380? Internet 380. Any bids for 400? Next bid 400. Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420? Selling at 400. Going once. Going twice. So 400. Sorry, I've got a hammer bid here. 420. Internet. Got a hammer. So 440 at the back. Okay. Any more bids? Internet? 420 at the moment. 460 internet. Internet bids. Internet's bidding at 460. Next bid 480. Any bids at 480? Any bids 480? Going once, going twice, sold 480. Okay. Next lot, number 66, starting bid at 120. Any bids for 120, lot number 66. Starting bid 120. Passing. Next lot number 67, starting bid 280. Any bids for 280? 280 at back. Any bids for 300? Selling at 280, going once, going twice, okay, on the hammer. 300 at the back. Any bids for 320? Any bids for 320? Selling at 300, going once, going twice. So 300, the bidder number 280. Next lot number 68, starting bid at 3,300. Any bids for 3,300? Any bids for 3,300? Passing. Next lot number 69, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? Passing. Next lot number 70, starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? Awesome. Next lot number 71, starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? Any bids for 140? Awesome. Next lot number 72, starting bid at 80. 80 ringgit. Any bids at 80? Awesome. Next lot number 73, starting bid at 40 ringgit. 40. 40 ringgit anyone? Passing. Next lot number 74, starting bid at 320. Any bids? 320 at the back. Any bids for 340? Any bids for 340? Selling at 320, going once, going twice, sold 320, bidder number 253. Next lot, number 75, starting bid 320. I've got a bid for 400. Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420 at the back? Any bids for 440? 440, any bids? Next bid 440. Selling at 420, going once, going twice, sold 420 to bidder number 253. 253. Next one, number 76. Starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? Passing. Next lot, number 77. Starting bid at 360. Any bids for 360? Pass. Next lot, number 78. Starting bid at 100. Any bids for 100? Pass. Lot number 79. Starting bid at 160. Any bids for 160? Pass. Starting bid, next lot 80, lot number 80, starting bid at 120. Any bids for 120? Passing. Next lot number 81, starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? Passing. Next lot number 82, starting bid at 140. Next. Starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? Pass. Next lot number 83. Starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? Pass. Next lot number 84. Starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? Pass. Next lot number 85. Starting bid at 500. Any bids for 500? Pass. Next lot number 86. Starting bid at 180. I've got a bid for 180. Any bids for 200? 200 at the back. Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Selling at 200. Going once. Going twice. Sold 200 to bidder number 280. Next lot on 87, starting bid at 800. Any bids for 800 ringgit? Pass. Next lot on number 88, starting bid at 400. Got a bid for 400 ringgit. Any bids for 420 in the front? 440? Any bids for 460 at the back? 480? 500? 550? 600? 650 in the front. Any bids for 700? 700 at the back. Any bids for 750? Any bids for 750? Next bid 750. Selling at 700, going once, going twice, sold 700 to bidder number 280. Next lot number 89. Starting bid 600. Any bids for 600 ringgit? Pass. Next lot number 90. 90, lot number 19. Starting bid 360. Any bids for 360? Pass. Next lot number 91. Starting bid at 500. Any bids for 500? Next lot number 92, starting bid 100 ringgit. 100, any bids for 100? Pass. Next lot number 93. Starting bid 300. Got a bid for 500 for this. Any bids for 550? Any bids for 550 ringgit? Selling at 500, going once, going twice, sold 500. Next lot number 94. Starting bid at 2,500. Got an internet bid for 2,500. Any bids for 2,600? Any bids for 2,600? Any bids for 2,600? Selling at 2,500. Going once, going twice, sold 2,500. Next lot number 95. Starting bid at 600. Any bids for 600 ringgit? Pass. Next lot number 96. Starting bid at 300. Any bids for 300 ringgit? Pass. Next lot number 97. Starting bid at 100. Any bids for 100 ringgit? Pass. Next lot number 98. Starting bid at 100. Got a bid for 200 ringgit. Any bids for 220? 220 internet. 240 building. Any bids for 260 internet? 280. Any bids for 300? 300 internet. 320. Any bids? 340 internet. 360 building. 380. 400 building. Any bids for 420? 420 internet. 440 building. Any bids for 400? 460? 460. 480. 500 internet. 550 building. Any bids for 600? 600 internet. Any bids for 650? 650 building. Any bids for 700? Any bids for 700? Do I have any bids for 700? Selling to build bid at 650. Going once, going twice, sold 650. Next lot number 99. Starting bid at 300. I've got a bid for 340. Any bids for 360? Any bids for 360? 360 in the back. Any bids for 380? Any bids for 380? Selling at 360, going once, going twice, 380 in front. Any bids for 400? Any bids for 400? Selling at 380, 400 at the back, 420 in the front, 440? Any bids for 440? Selling at 420, going once, going twice, sold 420, the bidder number 235. Next lot number 100. Starting bid at 1,200. I've got a bid for 1,300. Next bid 1,400. Any bids for 1,400? I'm selling at 1,300. Going once, going twice, sold 1,300. Next lot number 101. Starting bid at 1,000. Any bids for 1,000 ringgit? Any bids for 1,000 ringgit? 1,000. Any bids for 1,100? Next bid 1,100. Selling at 1,000. Going once, going twice, sold 1,000. Bidder number 265. Next lot number 102. Starting bid at 80. 80 ringgit. Any bids for 80 ringgit? Passing. Next lot number 103. Starting bid at 180. 200. I've got a bid for 200. Any bids for 220? Next bid 220 in the front. Next bid 240. Any bids for 240? Any bids for 240? Selling at 220, going once, going twice. So 200. Sorry, on the hand. What? Sorry, yeah, 220. Bidder number 250. Next lot on number 104, starting bid 340. I've got a bid for 380. Next bid 400. Any bids for 400? Any bids for 400? Selling at 380. Going once, going twice, sold 380. Next lot on number 105. Starting bid at 800. I've got a bid for 900. Any bids for 950? Any bids for 950? 950 internet. 1,000 mailed in. Any bids for 1,100? Next bid 1,100. Selling at 1,000. Going once. Going twice. 1,000. Next lot on number 106, starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? Pass. Next lot on number 107, starting bid 200. Got a bid for 200? 200, got to be for 200. Any bids for 220? Next bid 220. Selling at 200, going once, going twice, so 200. Next lot on number 108, starting bid at 260. Internet 260. Any bids for 280? Any bids for 280? Selling to internet for 260, going once, going twice, so 260. Next lot on number 109, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? Pass. Next lot on number 110, starting bid at 1,300. I've got a bid for 1,400. Any bids for 1,500? Any bids for 1,500? Selling at 1,400, going once, going twice, sold 1,400. Next lot number 111, starting bid at 700. Any bids for 700? Do I have any bids for 700? Excuse me a second.
Alright guys, there seems to be some sort of technical issue right now, so for the auction is temporarily stopped for a while.
Sorry, my apologies. Lot number 111, starting bid at 700. Any bids for 700? Passing. Next lot. Lot number 112. Starting bid at 140. Internet bid at 140. Next bid, 160. 160 at the back. Any bids for 180? Any bids for 180? Selling at 160. Going once. Going twice. Sold 160 at the back. Your bidding number, sir? 261. Next lot number 113. Starting bid at 200. Got a bid for 220. Any bids for 240? 240 at the back. Any bids for 260? Do I have a bid for 260? Selling at 240. Going once, going twice, sold 240. Bidder number 261. Next lot number 114. Starting bid at 6,500. Any bids for 6,500? Any bids for 6,500? Pause it. Next lot number 115. Starting bid at 10,000. I've got a bid for 10,000. Next bid, 11,000. Any bids for 11,000? Do I have a bid for 11,000? Selling at 10,000, going once, going twice, sold 10,000. Next lot 116. Starting bid at 140. Internet at 140. Next bid 160. Any bids for 160? 160 in front. Any bids for 180? 180 at the back. Any bids for 200? Next bid 200. Selling at 180. Going once, going twice, sold 180. What's your bidder number, sir? Excuse me, sir. Your bidder number. 203. Next lot 117, starting bid at 140. 140 internet. Any bids for 160? Any bids for 160 in the front? Any bids for 180? Any bids for 180? Selling at 1,000. Selling at 160. Going once. Going twice. So 160. Bidder number 219. Next lot 118, starting bid at 140. Internet at 140. Any bids for 160? 160? Any bids for 160? Any bids for 100? 160 at the back. Any bids for 180? Do I have a bid for 180? Selling at 160, going once, going twice, sold 160 to bidder number 203. Next lot 119, starting bid at 220. 220 internet. Any bids for 240? Any bids for 240? Selling at 220, going once, going twice, sold 220 internet. Next lot 120. Starting bid at 180. 200 internet. Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Selling at 200. Going once, going twice, sold 200. Next lot 121. Starting bid 1,100. Any bids for 1,100? Pausing. Next lot, lot 122. Starting bid at 140. Got a bid for 140. Any bids for 160? 160 at the back. 160, yeah, sorry. Got to go with 160. 180 at the back. Any bids for 200? 200 at the back. Any bids for 220? 220? Any bids for 240? Do I have a bid for 200? 240? Any bids for 260? Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, sold 240. Bidder number. Sorry, what's your bidder number? 291. Next lot, lot number 123. Starting bid at 3,200. Any bids for 3,200? Do I have a bid for 3,200? Passing. Next lot, lot number 124. Starting bid at 6,000. Any bids for 6,000? Do I have a bid for 6,000? Passing. Next lot, lot number 125. Starting bid at 200. Got a bid for 200. Any bids for 240? Not 220. Next bid 220. 220 in the back. 240. 220? Excuse me, sorry, I've got a bid for 220. If you want it, 240. Okay. Any bids for 260? Next bid 260. Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, sold 240, bidder number 203. Next lot, lot number 126, starting bid 100 to 120. Starting bid at 120. 120 at the back, any bids for 140. 140 in the front, any bids for 160. 160 at the back. Any bids for 180? 180. Any bids for 200? Any bids for 200 at the back? Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Selling at 200, going once. 220? Sorry. Selling at 200, going once, going twice. Sold 200, bidder number 203. Next lot, lot 127, starting bid at 180. Got a bid for 240. Any bids for 260? Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, sold 240. Next lot on 128, starting bid at 320. Any bids for 320? Passing. Next lot, lot 129, starting bid 140. 200, got a bid for 200. Next bid 220. Any bids for 220? Selling at 200, going once, going twice, sold 200. Next lot on 130, starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? 140 in the front. Any bids for 160? Selling at 140, going once, going twice, sold 140. Sorry, bid number, excuse me, sorry. 219. Thanks. Next lot, lot 131, starting bid at 300. Any bids for 300? 300. Any bids for 320? Next bid 320. Selling at 300. Going once, going twice. Sold 300. Bidder number 265. Next lot. Lot 132. Starting bid at 140. Got a bid at 200. Next bid 220. Do I have a bid for 220? Selling at 200, 220 in the back. 240, 260 is it? 200, got a bid for 240. Next bid 260 in the back. 280, for 280. 300, any bids for 300? Any bids for 300? Selling at 280. Going once, going twice, sold 280. Next lot of 133, starting bid at 300. Got a bid for 400. Next bid 420. And 420. Any bids for 440? Any bids for 440? Selling at 420. Going once, going twice, so 420. Bidder number 265. Thanks. Next lot of 134, starting bid at 1,200. I've got a bid for 1,200. Next bid 1,300. Any bids for 1,300? Selling at 1,200. Going once, going twice, sold 1,200. Next lot of 135, starting bid at 300. Any bids for 300? Passing. Next lot of 136, starting bid at 400. Any bids? At 400. 400 ringgit. Any bids? Passing. Next lot of 137, starting bid at 500. I've got a bid for 550 over here. Got 600? Any bids for 600? Do I have any bids for 600? Selling at 550. Going once, going twice, sold 550. Next lot, lot 138. Starting bid at 340. Got a bid for 340, 360, 360 on the floor. Next bid 380 at the back. 400. Next bid 420. The next bid is 420. Any bids for 440? Do I have any bids for 440 at the back? Any bids for 460? Next bid 460. Any bids for 460? Selling at 440, going 460 into that. Any bids for 480? Do I have any bids for 480? Selling to into that for 460, going once, 480. Any bids for 500? Any bids for 500? Next bid 500. Selling at 480, going once, going twice, sold 480. Bidder number 260. Next lot on 139, starting bid at 600. This is 10 pieces. Starting bid at 600, 600 in front. Any bids for 650? Any bids for 650? Selling at 600, going once, going twice, sold 600. Good. What's your bid now? 250. Starting bid at 140. sorry, starting lot at 140. Starting bid at 260. Any bids for 260? Passed. Next lot 141, starting bid at 300. Any bids at 300? Any bids at 300? Passing. Next lot 142, starting bid at 2,300. Any bids for 2,300? Any bids for 2,300? Pass. Next lot 143. Any bids for 120? 120 internet. Any bids for 140? Do I have a bid for 140? 140 internet. Any bids for 160? Any bids for 160? Selling at 140. 160 internet. Any bids for 180? Next bid 180. 180 internet. 200? Any bids for 200? Any bids for 200? Selling at 180. Going once, going twice, sold 180. Or 200. Yeah. Right, got a bid for 200 on the hammer today. So any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Selling at 200, going once, going twice, sold 200. Next lot 144, starting bid at 160. 160. Any bids for 180? Do I have any bids for 180? Selling at 160, going once, going twice, sold 160. Next lot 145, starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140? Pass. Next lot 146, starting bid at 260. Any bids for 260? 260 internet. Got a bid for internet 260. 280? 280. 280, 300. Any bids for 320? Next bid 320. 320. Any bids for 340? 340. Any bids for 360? Any bids 360 internet. Any bids for 380? 380 in the back. Any bids for 400? Next bid is 400. 400. Floor bid 400. Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420? Selling at 400. Going once. Going twice. Sold. 400 to bidder number 261. Next lot of 147, starting bid at 280. 280 internet. Any bids for 300? 300 at the back. Any bids for 320? Any bids for 300? 320 internet. Any bids for 340? 340 floor. Any bids for 360? 360 internet. 380 floor. Next bid 400. 400 at the back. Next bid 420. Any bids for 420? 420. Any bids for 440? Any bids for 440? Selling at 420. Going once. Going twice. Sold 440. 420, so excuse me, sir. 420 to bid number 261. Next lot, number 148, starting bid at 260. I've got middle bid here at 260. Any bids? 280 internet. Sorry, I've got internet bid at 280. 300? Okay, 300 for. Any bids for 320? Next bid 320. Selling at 300. going once, going twice, sold. 300. Your bidder number, so 203. Sorry. 203. Next lot 149. Starting bid at 400. 400 internet bid. Next bid 420. Any bids at 400 and 420 at the time. Any bids for 440? Any bids for 400, 440? Any bids for 440? Any bids for 460? Any bids for 460? Any bids for 460? Selling at 440. Going once, going twice. Sorry, at the back, yeah. 500. So that's 460 at the back, 480, 500. Any bids for 500 back? Next bid 550. Next bid 550 in the front. Any bids for 600? Next bid 600. Any bids for 600? Selling at 550. Going once, going twice. Sold. 550, bidder number 233. Next lot 150. Starting bid at 260. Any bids for 260? Pass. Next lot 151. Sold at 8. Starting bid 500. Got a bid for 500. Any bids for 550? Any bids for 550? 550. Any bids for 600? No. 600. Any bids for 650? Any bids for 650? Selling at 600, going once, going twice, sold 600. Next lot on 152, starting bid at 400. Any bids for 400? Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420? Do I have any bids for 420? 420? 440? The next bid for 60. For 60. Any bids for 480? Any bids for 480? 480. Any bids for 500? 500. Next bid 550. Next bid 600. Any bids for 600? Do I have any bids for 600? 600. Next bid 650. Any bids for 650? Got a 600 bid on the front. Any bids for 650? Any bids for 650? Selling at 600, going once, going twice, sold 600 to bidder number 233. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay. Resuming. Lot number 153. Starting bid at 1,000. Any bids for 1,000 ringgit? Pass. Next lot 154. Starting bid at 1,600. Any bids for 1,600? Passing. Next lot 155, starting bid at 1,400. Any bids for 1,400 ringgit? Pass. Next lot on 156, starting bid at 1,600. Excuse me, sorry, I'm reopening lot 155. I've got a mill bid at 1,400. Sorry, I've got a mail bid at 1,400. Any bids at 1,500? Selling at 1,400, going once, going twice, Sold 1,004. Okay. Next lot, lot 156. Starting bid at 1,600. Any bids for 1,600? Any bids for 1,600? Pass. Next lot, lot 156. Okay, right. Got a bid at the back, 156. Reopening the lot again. Got a bid at 1,600 at the back. Any bids for 1,700? Next bid, 1,700. Selling at 1,600, going once, going twice, sold 1,600 to bidder number 253. Next lot, lot 157, starting bid at 2,000. Got mill bid at 2,000. Next bid, 2,000, 2001. 2001 at the back, 2002. Any bids for 2,300? Next bid, 2,300. Any bids for 2,300? Selling at 2,200, going once, going 2,000, okay. 2,300. So next bid, 2,400. Any bids for 2,400? 2004. Any bids for 2005? Do I have any bids for 2,500? Selling at 2,400. Going once, going twice, 2,500. Any bids for 2,600? I've got a bid for 2,500. Any bids for 2,600? Any bids for 2,600? Selling at 2,500, going once, going twice, sold 2,500 to bidder number 290. Next lot, lot number 158, starting bid at 2,000. I've got a bid for 2,200, next bid 2,300. 2003, any bids for 2004? 2004 at the back. Next bid 2,500. Any bids for 2,500? 2006? Any bids for 2,600? Any bids for 2,600? Selling at 2,500, going once, going twice, sold 2,500. The bidder number 291. Next lot, lot number 159, starting bid at 120. I've got a bid for 160. Next bid 180. Any bids for 180? Selling at 160. Going once, going twice, sold 160. Next lot, lot number 160, starting bid at 120. 120 internet. Any bids for 140? 140 in front, 160 back. Any bids for 180? Next bid, 180. Selling at 160, going once, going twice, sold 160, bidder number 298. 298. Next lot, lot number 161, starting bid at 420. 420, got a bid at 420. Next bid 440. Any bids for 440? Selling at 420, 440 at the back. Any bids for 460 in front? 460 in front. Any bids for 480? Do I have any bids for 480? Any bids for 480? Selling at 460. Going once, going twice, sold 400. Sorry, you will bid number 279. Next lot 162, starting bid at 240. I've got a bid at 300, next bid 320. Any bids for 320? Any bids for 320? Selling at 300, going once, going twice, sold 300. Next lot 163, starting bid at 800. I've got a bid at 900. Any bids for 950? Any bids for 950? Selling at 900, going once, going twice, sold 900. Next lot 164, starting bid at 180. Got 180 bid on internet. Any bids for 200? Do I have any bids for 200? Selling at 180, going once, going twice, sold 180. Next lot 165, starting bid at 1,200. Got a bid at 1,300. Any bids? 1,004 at the back. 1,005 here. 1,006 at the back. Any bids for 1,700? Any bids for 1,008? Any bids for 1,800? Any bids for 1,800? Selling at 1,700, going once, going twice, sold 1,700. On bidder number 291. Next lot on 166, starting bid at 380. 380 internet. Have I got a bid for 400? 400 in front. Any bids for 420? Any bids for 420? Selling at 400, going once, going twice, sold 400. Bidder number 250. Next lot on 167, starting bid at 1,800. Any bids for 1,800? Pass. Next lot of 168, starting bid at 2,000. Any bids for 2,000? Do I have any bids for 2,000? Pass. Next lot on 169, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? 200 ringgit. Pass. Next lot on 170, starting bid at 200. Any bids for 200? Passing. Next lot on 171, starting bid at 800. Any bids at 800? Pass. Next lot on 172, starting bid at 1,500. 1,000 pieces. Any bids for 1,500 ringgit? Next lot 173, starting bid at 1,000. That's 1,000 ringgit for 1,000 piece. That's 1 ringgit for 1 piece. Any bids for 1,000 ringgit? Next lot 174, starting bid at 5,000. Okay, I've got a bid at 7,400, 7,006, 7,005. Sorry, 7,500. Any bids for 7,600? 2004. Sorry, 7,500. instead of 7,400. So the next bid is actually 7,500. Just $100. Just 100 ringgit up. So 7,500. Next bid, 8,000. 8,000 no bid. It's got 8,000 here. So the next bid is 8,500. Any bids for 8,500? Any bids for 8,500 ringgit? Selling at 8,000, going once, going twice, sold 8,000. Ready? 3-0. Next lot 175. Starting bid at 4,200. I've got a bid for 5,000. Any bids for 5,500? 5,200, sorry. Any bids for 5,200? Next bid, 5,200. 5,200. 5,400. 5,400 over here. Next bid, 5,600. Any bids for 5,600? Any bids for 5,600? 5,006 on the floor. 5,008. Yeah. Any bids for 6,000? 6,000. Any bids for 6,200? 6,500, sorry. Any bids for 6,500? Do I have any bids for 6,500? Selling at 6,000, going once, going twice, sold 6,000. Any bids? Okay, sorry. Next lot, 176, starting bid at 750. Any bids for 750? Any bids for 750? Pass. Next lot, lot 177, starting bid 550. Got a bid for 550. 650 internet. Any bids for 700? Next bid, 700. Any bids for 700? Selling at 650, going once, going twice, sold. Next lot, lot number 178, starting bid at 500. Got a bid at 500, 650 internet. Any bids at 700? 700, right. Do I have any bids for 750? Do I have any bids for 750? Selling at 700, going once, going twice, sold 700 to bidder number 313. 313. Next lot, lot number 179. Starting bid at 500. 500 internet. 550. Melbourne. We got a bid for 600. Next bid 600. Any bids for 600? Selling at 550. Going once, going twice. Next lot 180, starting bid at 480. Any bids for 480? Any bids for 480? Pass. Next lot 181, starting bid at 160. 160. 160 at back. Any bids for 180? Any bids for 180? Selling at 160, going once, going twice, sold 160. To bidder number 217. Next lot, lot number 182, starting bid 1,200. Any bids for 1,200? Passed. Next lot of 183, starting bid at 1,800. Got a bid at 1,800. Next bid 1,200. Any bids for 1,900? Sorry, any bids for 1,900? Next bid 1,900. Selling at 1,800. Going once, going twice. Sold 1,800. Next lot on 184. Starting bid at 1,800. Got internet bid at 1,800. Next bid 1,900. Any bids at 1,900? Do I have any bids at 1,900? Selling at 1,800. Going once, going twice. Sold 1,800. Next lot on 185, starting bid at 2,000. Any bids at 2,000? 2,000 ringgit. Pass. Next lot 186, starting bid at 200. 200 at front. Any bids at 220? Next bid at 220 internet. 240. Any bids at 260? Any bids at 260? 260 internet. 280 floor. Any bids at 300? Next bid 300. 300. 320. Next bid 340. Any bids at 340? 340. 360 on floor. Any bids at 380? Any bids at 380? Selling at 360, going once, going twice, sold 360. Sorry, bid number 259. Sorry, thanks. Next lot 187, starting bid at 320. 320 internet. Any bids at 340? Any bids at 340? 340 internet. Any bids at 360? Next bid 360. Any bids at 360? 360. Selling at 340. Going once, going twice, 360. Sorry, 360 on the floor. So 360. Any bids for 380? 380. 380 internet. Any bids for 400? Any bids for 400? 400 on the floor. Any bids for 420? 420 internet. 420 internet. Any bids for 440? Next bid 440. Selling it at 420, going once, going twice, sold 400. Next lot on 188, starting bid at 180. Any bids at 180? 180 on the floor. Any bids for 200? Any bids for 200? Selling at 180, going once, going twice, sold 180 to bidder number 259. Next lot on 189, starting bid at 240. 240 in the front, 240. Any bids for 260? Any bids for 200 and 260? Any bids for 280? 280 in the front. Any bids for 300? 300 at the back. Any bids for 320? 320 in the front. Any bids for 340? 340. You're 320. So 340, 320 is you, 340 at the back. So 360? 360 in the front. Any bids for 380? You're 360. Any bids for 380? Selling at 360, going once, going twice, sold 360. The bidder number 259. Next lot number 190, starting bid at 320. Any bids for 320? Pass. Next lot of 191, starting bid at 300. 300 internet. Any bids at 320? Any bids at 300, 320 at the back? Any bids at 340? 340 in front. Any bids at 360? Any bids at 360? 360 in front. Any bids at 380? Any bids at 380? 380 at the back. Any bids at 400? Any bids at 400? Any bids at 400? Selling at 380. Going once, going twice, sold 380. The bid number 219. Next lot of 192. Starting bid at 200. Any internet bid at 200. Any bids at 220. Any bids at 200, 220 in front. Any bids at 240. 240 internet. Any bids at 260. 260 on floor. 280. Internet bid 280. Internet bid 280. 300. 320. Any bids at 340. Next bid 340. Selling at 320, going 340 internet. 340 internet. Any bids at 360. 360 on the floor. Next bid 380. Any bids for 380? Going once, going twice. Sold 360. Bid number 259. Next lot 193. Starting bid at 750. We've got a bid at 1,000. Any bids for 1,100? Any bids for 1,100? Any bids for 1,100? Selling at 1,000. Going once, going twice, sold 1,000. Next lot 194. Starting bid at 3,300. Any bids at 3,300? Any bids at 3,300? It's about face value with the grading. Any bids at 3,300? Pass. Next lot 195. Starting bid at 1,100. 1,200. I've got a bid at 1,200. Next bid 1,300. Any bids for 1,300? Selling at 1,200. Going once, going twice. Sold 1,200. Next lot 196. Starting bid at 200. Got 200 here. Next bid 220. 220 in front. 240. 240. Any bids for 260? Any bids at 260? Do I have a bid for 260? 260. I've got 280 over here. 300. I've got 300 here. Any bids for 320? Any bids for 320? Selling at 300, going once, 320 at back. Any bids for 340? Any bids for 340 at the back? Selling at 320. Going once, going twice, sold 320 to bidder number 236. Next lot 197, starting bid at 160. Got a bid for 200 here, next bid 220. Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Selling at 200, going once, going twice, 220. 240. Any bids for 260? 260 in front, 280. Any bids for 300? Any bids for 300? Do I have any bids for 300? Selling at 280, going once, going twice, sold 280. Next lot 198. Starting bid at 160. Any bids for 160? Do I have any bids for 160? 160. Any bids for 180? Do I have any bids for 180? Selling at 160, going once, going twice, sold 160 to bidder number 237. Next lot. Next lot number 199. Starting bid at 160. 160 bid on the internet. Any bids at 180? Any bids at 180? Selling at 160, going once, okay, 180 at the back. Any bids for 200? Next bid 200. Any bids for 200? 200 at the back. Any bids for 220? Next bid 220. Selling at 200, going once, going twice, sold 200. Bidder number 203. Next lot of 200. Starting bid 380. Internet bid at 380. Any bids for 380? Oh, internet bid at 380. Next bid 400. Any bids at 400? Do I have a bid at 400? Selling to internet at 380, going once, going twice, sold 380 internet. Next lot, 201. Starting bid at 140. Internet at 140. 160. 160. Any bids at 180? Do I have any bids at 100 and 180 internet? 200 on the floor. Any bids at 220? Next bid 220. Selling at 200. Going once. Going twice. So, bidder number 235. Next lot number 202, starting bid at 180. Internet at 180. Any bids at 200? Excuse me, okay. 200 on the floor. Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? 220 internet. Any bids for 240? 240 internet. Any bids for 260? Any bids for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, sold 440 internet. Next lot 203, starting bid at 300. I've got a bid at 500. Any bids for 550? Do I have any bids for 550? Selling at 500, going once, going twice, sold 500. Next lot 204. Starting bid at 600. Got a bid at 600. Next bid 650. Any bids for 650? Selling at 600, going once, going twice, so 600. Next lot 205, starting bid at 500. Got a bid at 550. Next bid 600. Do I have any bids for 600? Any bids at 600? 600 internet. Any bids at 650? Next bid 650. Selling at 600, going once, going twice, so 600 internet. Next lot on 206, starting bid at 140. Any bids for 140 ringgit? 140 at the back. Any bids for 160? Any bids for 160? Any 160 at the back? Any bids for 180? Do I have any 180? Any bids for 200? Any bids for 200? Selling at 180. Going once, going twice, sold 180. Bid at number 288. Next lot 207. Starting bid at 220. Got a bid at 300. Any bids for 320? Any bids for 320? Selling at 300, going once, going twice, so. Next lot 208, starting bid at 80. Got a bid at 100. Any bids for 100 and 120 at the back, 140 here, 160 at the back, 180. I've got 200 here. Any bids for 220? Any bids for 220? Selling at 200, going once, going twice, 200. Next lot 209. Starting bid at 80. Any bids at 80? 80 internet. Any bids for 100 at the back? 100. Okay. 100? Okay, 100 at the back. Any bids at 120? Any bids at 120? Selling at 100, going once, going twice. Oh, 120 at the back. Okay. Any bids at 140? 140. Any bids at 160? Next bid, 160.
This guy is crazy.
Selling at 140. Going once, going twice. 140. Your bid number, sir? 288. Next lot 210, starting bid at 220. 240. Any bids at 260? Any bids at 260? Pass. Oh, sorry. I've got a bid at 220. Bids at 240? 240. I've got mill bid at 240. So floor bid must be 260. 260 internet. 280. Next bid 300. Any bids at 300? Sorry, just give me 1 second. Sorry, resuming. I've got an internet bit at 300. Next bit, 320. Any bids at 320? Any bids at 320? Selling to internet at 300. Going once, going twice, sold 300 internet. Next low up 211, starting bid at 160. I've got a bid at 180, 200 on the floor. Any bids for 200, 220 at the back, 240, 260, any bids for 260? Do I have a bid for 260? Selling at 240, going once, going twice, sold 140. Bid another 235. Everyone, we're going to take a small break, half an hour. Let's have lunch, please. Half an hour. Please have your lunch.
Alright guys, it's going to take a short break, so I'm going to stop the live stream now. We'll continue this half an hour later. Bye.